So what I was telling you, what I told you was x coordinate or x component and y component I told you. X component of displacement will be r cos theta we got, and y component of displacement we got as r sin theta. These are displacement components. The corresponding velocity components, which is vx and vy, you have to differentiate them. No need to differentiate. Finally, you know it as v cos theta. Instead of r, it will become v because dr by dt, and v sin theta. This is understood now. Similarly, what would the acceleration components be? Ax and ay. Again, the same way. A cos theta and a sin theta. These are the components of acceleration along x-axis and y-axis. Are this understood by you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So having known these, now we have to go ahead with addition of vectors and subtraction of vectors. Addition of vectors. First of all, how do you write a vector? Just now I told you how do you write a vector. How do you represent a vector? For example, if I have a velocity vector v bar, you can write in 3 dimensions as, for example, I'm putting numbers here. 3 I cap plus
plus j cap plus k cap.
something j cap plus maybe some k cap, some 9k cap. I'm writing any possible numbers like this. So this is the velocity vector. If I ask you in the question, what is the magnitude? What is the magnitude of the velocity? What do I mean to ask? Now I am telling you that. Magnitude of a vector is basically the addition of squares of, root of addition of squares of the components. So it is nothing but root of Vx square. What is it? Root of Vx square plus Vy square plus Vy plus Vz square. Vx square plus Vy square plus Vz square. This will give you the total magnitude of the vector. Don't get worried that you're not getting a root. You may get, you may not get, no problem here. 3 square, you may get some number with a very weird number. Root, it doesn't have a root. That's not a problem for us. 9 nines are 81. So what would this be? 3 is 9, 9 plus 25 plus 8. Sorry, 25 plus 81. Some number you will get. Is it or not? 25 plus 81. Some number you will get. No need to worry about that. It's 106. Root 106. May not have root always. Okay, you got some number like this. Okay, is this understood? This is, what is this? It is something like 10.1 or probably something like the 10.1, 10.2. I'm approximately guessing that that much meters per second would be the actual magnitude of the velocity vector. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
No. Right. Now these are about 3 dimensions. If they are only in 2 dimensions, then it's simply Vx square plus Vy square. That's all. So simple. Now, having known that, there is one more concept that you should know, which is called a unit vector. Because in our numericals, they will ask this question. Unit vector. Already I told you what is the unit vectors. One unit along x-axis, one unit along z-axis, which I told you I cap, j cap, z cap. That is for individual axis. When if a big vector is given, an actual vector in 3 dimensions is given, and they ask you unit vector, how to find that. Unit vector is basically defined as the vector, actual vector, divided by its magnitude. Just now we did, right? Just now we wrote a vector, no? Tell me that vector once again. It is Vi
3 I cap plus
I
4
cap
j
plus
cap
4j cap plus
plus
9
9 k
minus
cap.
9k cap,
Right,
sir.
good for you.
Minus 9k cap.
Okay. This was the vector. Now if I want to
Yes.
find out the question is find out the unit vector. Unit vector, they'll write like this, V cap. What is unit vector V cap? It is represented as unit vector V cap is given by simply V bar divided by its magnitude. Okay. So it is nothing but the vector, which is as a vector, you're right, divided by its modulus. Modulus means the magnitude. So if I write that now, what will I get? 3i cap plus 4j cap minus 9k cap, what it was as it is, divided by the root 106. Is it understood? Why are we doing
Yes.
and why are we calling this as a unit vector? Because if you find now the magnitude of the whole vector, what would the magnitude of a unit vector be? It will be 1. Why? You find the magnitude of this. It is simply finding the magnitude of, again, numerator and denominator will get cancelled, right? Is it or not? When
Yes,
finding
sir.
the magnitude of this, what will you get? Root 106 by root 106. Is it or not? So what will be the answer? It will be 1 unit. Is it understood? That is why
Yes.
it is called as unit vector. That is the reason it is getting a name called unit vector. That's because the magnitude of a unit vector is unity. You can write that. Magnitude of unit vectors is 1. 1 unit. Is it understood? Can I rub it off?
Yes,
Wait a
sir.
minute. Wait a minute, sir.
So now we rub this and go ahead. So this is about basic introduction about vectors and how do we add vectors, subtract vectors and multiply vectors. That's what we have to do now. Okay. Add or addition of vectors. This is very, very simple. Addition and subtraction, I will say. Simple addition. It is simple addition. You have a vector v bar, v1 bar, and you have another vector v2 bar. Simply you have to add I cap, j cap, j cap, k cap, k cap. That's it. So simple. Just now I wrote a vector. I'm writing the same vector. 3i plus 4j minus some 9k cap was one vector which I wrote earlier. And there is another some other vector. 7i cap minus 6j cap minus 11k cap. If I have to add these vectors, it is simple LKG UKG thing. Simple a plus 1 plus 1 like addition. 3 plus 7. Addition of vectors is simple. Subtraction signs will change. That's all. So V1 plus V1 bar plus V2 bar. You have to put the bar on the top of the head. Then only it becomes a vector. What would this be? Simple addition. 10i minus 2j cap, and this is all minus, so minus 20k cap. Is it understood? So simple. Similarly, if I ask you to find out v1 bar minus v2 bar, what would you do? Simply have to change the signs here, is it or not? V2 will have its signs changed. Can you tell me the number without even actually writing them? Yes. 3 minus 7, how much?
Minus 4 I cap. Minus 2 K cap.
If you see, what is J cap? J cap you are missing.
Plus 10 K J cap.
Yes. J cap. What would this be? Here it will be minus how
Plus
much?
2 K cap.
Yeah, very good. Plus 2k cap. That would be A bar minus B bar. Okay? In general, we call them as A bar plus B bar is another new vector C bar. And similarly, A bar minus B bar is another new vector D bar, not C bar, D bar. Some other vector. We can call it as C dash or anything we can call it. Okay, D bar. Is this understood? So simple. No, addition
Yes, sir.
subtraction anybody can do. There's nothing much in it. What we have to do right now is multiplication of vectors. That is the most important part. This you may follow very carefully. There are two types of multiplications. Multiplication of vectors. So there are two types of multiplications. One of them, I'm dividing the board into two so that you get to know that there are two types of multiplication. multiplications. One of them is called as dot product. Dot product. Dot product of vectors. Dot product of vectors, which you already learned about little bit in 9th standard. You are doing this only. Next one is cross product of vectors. Actually, we are going to learn this in detail again in IP textbook or CBSE 11 textbook in the chapter motion in a plane. But I am telling you now itself. Cross product of vectors. What is dot product? Let us take two vectors. Then you will understand what is dot product. By definition, dot product is the, see the definition. It is little difficult to understand. Scalar product of vectors is called as dot product. Okay. Scalar vector is called as, defined as
Some disturbance is coming, sir.
dot.
There some disturbance is coming, sir.
Scalar product of vectors is
Deepika,
defined
I
as,
think it's you. Some disturbance is coming.
now it's not coming. So scalar product of
Sir,
vectors is
Deepika
defined
left,
as
sir.
dot product. Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
What is cross product now? It is nothing but vector product. Okay, vector product of vectors. Vector product of vectors is called as cross product. It's called as cross product. Okay, cross product, not products. Hope you understood this.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that is the simply math 1 mark definition, but we have to write that clearly. So if there is a vector A bar, you have to do a dot product with another vector B bar. What would that give you is not another vector. It would give you a number. It will give you a number. That's all. It will give you simply a number. Some scalar. Number means scalar, right? All numbers are scalars. So what would you get? The dot product of two vectors is a scalar. For example, I'll do now A bar was the old vector. Just now earlier we wrote the vector. Please tell me that I 3i 4j minus
Minus 9K, sir.
9k cap. This was my vector A bar. Now I am doing the dot product with that second vector. If you remember, please tell me that number vectors.
Sir, 7 I cap minus 6 J cap minus 11 K cap, sir.
Minus
11K.
11K cap.
11k cap. This was the second vector. Now if I have to do the dot product or scalar product, it is so simple. I multiplies with I, j multiplies with j, k multiplies with k. I multiplies with I, j multiplies with j, k multiplies with k, and all other cross multiplications of I dot j, j dot k, k dot I, all will succumb to 0. Okay, that is the definition. I will tell you the rules of dot product now. So what would the answer be? 3 sevens are 21, 4 6 are 24 with a minus. So minus 24. 9 11s are 99, but luckily minus or minus plus. The answer will be number. Okay. 29. What would this answer be? Minus 3. 99 minus 3 is how much?
96.
Is the answer. 96 units. 96 units, whatever the units might be. Okay. So first of all, we need to know why this is happening. Why I is not multiplying with j, or I is not able to multiply with k, or k not able to multiply with other unit vectors. For
Yes,
that,
sir, because I into I is 1, sir. J into J is 1 and K into K is 1, sir.
and all other cross multiplications in the dot are 0. They are defined.
Yes.
They are defined in that way. Okay. So let's write the. Let us understand the rules. So now I'll write the rules of dot product. Okay. Here itself. On the LHS only I will write the rules of dot product. Why this is happening like this is there are certain rules for dot product. Those if you understand, very important they are. And why the rules are like that also I will tell you. Because there is cosine theta coming there. That is why the rules are defined like that. And here there is sine theta. That's why the rules are different in cross product. So the rules of dot product. What are the rules? I'm writing those rules. Rules of dot product. What are the rules of dot product? Is that I cap dot with I cap alone gives you 1. Why? That answer also I will tell you. J cap dot with J cap alone gives you 1. And K cap dot with K cap only gives you 1. Why? The reason I am writing here at the last, since the reason since cos 0 is equal to 1, because cos 0 is 1, right? That is the reason these happen to be like that. And the other rules are I cap dot j will give you 0. Similarly, j cap dot k cap will also give you 0. And k cap with any other thing. Any other means all other things. K dot I is 0. All other crisscross products, understood? Ij, Ik also 0. Here if you want to write I cap, you multiply with k cap, then also it will give you 0. Similarly, j with k, j with I also is 0. J cap with I cap is also 0. K with I anyway 0. K with j also 0. Okay, this is understood. Why that is happening here? Why these zeros are coming? I'll tell you that reason. Cos 90 is 0. That is the reason for this situation to happen. Okay, why? I will explain that. So why this cos theta? Why are we writing cos theta everywhere? Those rules. Why are this cos theta coming? We're going to understand that because dot product of two vectors a bar and b bar is defined such a way that there is a cosine of theta between the two vectors. Actually, definition of a bar dot b bar is defined as modulus a modulus b into cos theta between the two vectors. That is the reason for this thing to happen. Okay, I will write that now. So a bar dot with b bar is actually modulus a or the magnitude of a into modulus b, the magnitude of b, into cos theta. And what is theta? Is the angle between a bar comma b bar. Is it understood? It is the angle between a bar comma b bar. In mathematics, in mathematical language, maths books, if you see, this theta would be written like this: a bracket a bar comma b bar. Like this they will write. This means angle. Okay. So what they will write in maths textbooks, if you see, in maths, this chapter is there. Vectors chapter is going to be into second year in maths. Cos, there is a bracket open, a, see like this, a bar you are right here, a bar comma b bar. What does that mean? The angle between a bar and b bar. That's what it means. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
So simple. So a bar dot b bar is nothing but the modulus of a bar into modulus of b bar into cos angle between a bar and b bar. Okay. Clear? Now, what is cross product of vectors? In cross product, the definition is like this. It is vector product. By definition, it is vector product. So what you will get, the answer is another vector. Vector product of vectors. Earlier, what you were getting? Scalar product of vectors. So you are getting a scalar number, but here you will get a vector, new vector. Vector product of vectors will give you a new vector. So if there is a vector A bar and there is another vector B bar, you want to do cross product. You represent it with a cross. What you will get eventually is C bar. And this C bar has a particular property. C bar is perpendicular. It is C bar is perpendicular to both A bar and B bar. To both A bar also and B bar also. So actually it is written as like this. This is the sign for perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. Plane containing A bar and B bar. This is the definition of cross product of two vectors. You will end with a new vector C bar. This is a vector, is it or not? It's not a scalar. A new vector. For that I will give you an example, then you will understand why this is like this. Now we understood the cross product is something which is giving you a new vector. By definition, mathematically, if you have an A bar, you want to do the cross product of it with another vector B bar. What is the answer mathematically? It is modulus of A bar, which is mod A, or the magnitude of A bar and magnitude of B bar as numbers into sine of angle between them. So as I told you, theta, there is a new representation for theta. Bracket open, A bar, comma, B bar. So we write that. Bracket open, A bar. You must understand this is theta. This is nothing but theta. Is it understood? New notation. Okay. Into there must be a unit vector n cap. This whole thing is a number, right? This is a number. Is it or not? Sin theta is a number. Mod A is a number. Mod B is a number. Then where is the vector? Finally, we have to get a vector. So for that, you need to put a unit vector. What is n cap? I will tell you now. What is n cap? It is the unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. It is the unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. Actually, this is how we will get a new axis altogether, which is called as z-axis. The z-axis defined like this only. If you cross product x-axis with y-axis, you are eventually going to, this is for example y-axis, and there was another axis which we know, x-axis. Then if you do the cross product between these between these two axes, a new axis will come. That new axis is only called as z-axis. Understood that now clearly? Okay. This is my x-axis. This is my y-axis. Finally, you will get another new axis called as z-axis. So z-axis is a byproduct of the cross product between x-axis and y-axis, which is perpendicular to both of them. Is it or not? Z-axis perpendicular to y also. Z-axis perpendicular to x also. Is it or not? I hope you understood that much. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now What is n cap, by the way? You have to write this n cap. So n cap is unit vector. It should be having a mathematical formula. That is nothing but a bar cross b bar divided by modulus of a bar cross b bar. This is the definition of unit vector n cap. Understood that?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Sir, so the answer can be only plus or minus 1, sir, n cap.
Hmm?
If both of A cap if both of A vector and B vector are positive, then they get cancelled. And if both are one of them is negative, then it would be like minus 1 also.
What are you saying? What cancelled and all? This is cross product. No, no, don't think that way. Not the normal multiplication. I'm telling you that only. This is not normal multiplication. What is this going to happen? I will tell you now. You will not get this plus minus what you're saying or number normal rules of multiplication which you learned. That's not going to work out here. There are new rules for multiplication. Okay, I'm rubbing it.
Yes, sir.
Now the rules of cross product are totally different. They are not like the rules which you know in normal LKG, UKG, what you know, plus into plus is plus, plus into minus is minus, minus into minus. Of course, that rules are also valid. Along with that, how do you multiply them? They are totally a different way, which is called as matrix array method or determinant method. You learned in 10th standard about determinants. So let us write those rules which I am going to tell you now. Let us write the same vectors which we wrote now, because you will now get to know the answer is totally a new thing you will get. What is a bar? What was your a bar? 3, 3 I cap plus 4 j cap minus 9 k cap. That was my a cap which I just now wrote. And what I wrote here was, can you remind the
Sir,
p
is it
bar?
the product? Sir,
Yeah,
is it the part of the cross product, sir?
tell me b bar first.
Hello, sir.
B bar, tell me B bar. These two vectors using cross product rules. Cross product rules first I should know, then only I can do this multiplication. What are the cross product rules? I am telling you now. The rules of cross product. First you should know them. Rules of cross product. The rules of cross product are very strange. Since they are having a sine theta, that is why their rules are totally not different from the rules which we learned in dot product. What are the rules of cross product? I'm going to tell
Hello,
you.
sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
I just logged out and logged in, sir, again.
Okay. I cap cross I cap is equal to what you're going to get, I cap cross I cap is 0. There it was I cap dot I cap was 1, right? Here it is 0. Why? The reason is this. Sine 0 is 0, right? There cos 0 was 1, but here sine 0 is 0. Similarly, j cap cross with itself is again 0. And k cap cross with itself is also 0. The reason is sine 0 is 0. This is the starting rule. And other two more rules are there that you should know. Using your clock, once look at your clock, then we are following anti-clockwise rule. We are going to follow anti-clockwise rule, IJK. Okay, anti-clockwise rule or clockwise rule, you can say anything, but like a clock you should understand. I cross J, this is clockwise only. I cross J will give you K as the answer. J cross K will give you I as an answer. I cross J K, J cross K I, K cross I J. So clockwise rule. Clockwise. This is the rule. clockwise rule. What is clockwise rule? I bar cross J bar will give you how much? K cap. Okay, I cross J will give you I. They're in the order, no? I J will give you K. J cross K will give you I cap. Similarly, K cap cross I cap will give you how much? The, the other one, J cap. And now you may get it out. What about the reverse order? The reverse order will give you negative answers. Reverse order. The reason for this is sine 90 is equal to 1. I and J, what are I cap and J cap are on which axis? I is on x axis and J is on y axis, is it or not? So what is the angle between I cap and J cap? Tell me. 90 degrees. So that is why sine 90 is 1. But the only thing is you will not get either I or J, you will get the other vector. Other vector is how much? K cap. Is this understood? Now the anti-cross product rules. Anti-cross product is anti-clockwise rules. Anti-clockwise, if I do J cap cross I cap, what would I get? Minus K cap. Anti-clock. Okay. Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise rules are ulta. Ulta. So what I will I get here similarly? K cap, see K, I have to multiply like this. I am multiplying ulta. K cap cross J cap will also give you how much? I, but minus I. Minus I cap. Similarly, J I have to multiply with K. I did the last one. K I have to multiply with I. But if I do the cross product, I multiplied by this. Is it understood? Ulta. Ulta. I'm just simply doing ulta. So I cap cross K cap. Means that is anti-clock. Is it or not? Like this. Anti-clock. This is the anti-clock. Is it or not? I cross K will be giving you what answer? Minus J cap. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
And the reason for this I told you, sine 90 is 1. Why this minus is coming? That is because of sine 135 degrees. Sine 135, you see, is minus 1, or also called as sine 3 pi by 4. Sine 3 pi by 4, 135 means 3 times 45 degrees. So 3 pi by 4. You check that sine 3 pi by 4 is minus 1. That is the reason you're getting minus 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 answers. Is it understood? I will write it neatly. Why you got these negative answers? The reason for these negative answers is sine of 135 degrees is the anti-clockwise. That is the reason you're getting that. Sine, this is different. Sine 135 degrees will give you minus 1, which is also called as the third quadrant. It's actually, sorry, the second quadrant. Second quadrant. In second quadrant is 135 degrees will exist. 3 pi by 4 is called as minus 1. Also called as sine minus theta. It is also called as sine minus theta. Okay, is this understood? That is the reason for this negative answers coming. Okay, these are the rules of cross product.